Happy Tuesday and welcome to EverTalk Live. I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jess Moyer. We are so excited and thank you so much for streaming live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. for all things happiness in Hollywood, a little pop culture and positivity.
Happy Tuesday. Feels like a Tuesday.
It does.
It does, right?
Transformation
I know.
Tuesday.
I'm loving the sunshine again. It feels like summer, doesn't it?
All summer vibes, getting us ready for Miami. We are taking off tomorrow, so we will be dark tomorrow, but we will be back live with you from Florida. I can't wait.
Such a cool term, dark. Going dark.
We're going dark. Exactly. There's sunset LA. Hello, Miami. We're coming
Awesome.
for
That's
you.
right. So we'll be streaming live Friday from Miami, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
live from the East Hotel in Miami, right there at Brickell Center. And of course, I'll be doing the Trading Bell live there as well, a little finance segment from the Job Boy Conference. It's really great. It's invest in yourself.
Love that. Best investment I think possible, right? Invest in yourself.
The only investment that truly matters.
Indeed.
Although I do love Blue Apron, but that's neither here nor there.
That's so funny. My sister and I were texting last night and she said something about Blue Apron. I don't know a lot about Blue Apron, but
one of the most popular IPOs of our time,
Yeah.
and meal delivery service. Now, I just happen to think, and I'm no expert, but it could be a really good business to invest in right now, especially with coronavirus and people wanting to stay home and nobody wants to go out. So,
boy, I'm hoping they get a handle on this thing, though. I will say.
I know it's
A
terrifying.
little, it's a little unsettling.
Sure is. Well, I see you've got some wine for us.
We got
Super Tuesday.
What a fantastic gift! The folks from Fresh Fine sent us a bottle of Cab. I love this. It's low calorie, right?
Low calorie, low carb. So basically, it's skinny wine.
It's skinny wine, exactly, and it's the perfect pairing for your active lifestyle. So I guess somebody knows that I'm active, and I appreciate that. Thanks, Fresh Fine.
Thank you,
Super
Fresh
good.
Fine.
Wow, super nice.
Well, we will have to raise a glass. I'm very excited to welcome our special guest to the show today. Hello, everyone. Back in
Good morning.
Hi, we're so grateful that you're here with us today. We've got Henry Estevez in the house, Joey Travolta, and of course, welcoming back Dr. Anna Guanche. Thanks so much for being with us today. So, Dr. Anna, you know the routine. How do you wake up and stay woke? What's your morning routine like?
How do I wake up? Well, the first thing I do when I wake up is think about 17 seconds worth of positive thoughts. So I take deep breaths and get myself in a great mood. And then, of course, I think you guys already know that I meditate for a few minutes, about 15 minutes every morning, and do my mantras. That gets me ready for my day.
Love it. Is the 17 seconds of positive thought Abraham Hicks inspired?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Definitely.
I love it. Fantastic.
I love that. And 17 is my lucky number. We're
that's
very
right.
like-minded, Dr.
Yeah.
Anna and I. Well, thank you so much for being back with us. Joey Travolta is in the house, an award-winning actor, producer, and the founder of Inclusion Films. Good morning, Joey.
Thank you for having me.
So how do you wake up and stay woke? What's your morning routine?
Well, I wake up with 26 positive thoughts.
Wow.
Then
26.
then I listen to the Sugar Hill Gang.
Sugar Hill Gang. All right.
No, the first thing I do is take care of my dogs. We have coffee. I take them for a walk. I feed them before that. And my wife always makes me toast with peanut butter that she thinks I eat, but the dogs eat it. A bite of it just to fake it, and that's my morning.
That's awesome. I've got a couple friends, they put peanut butter in everything, but I've started putting peanut butter in my shakes, protein shakes.
I love that. That's the same breakfast I've eaten for years. Peanut butter and banana toast.
That's
There's just something
awesome.
classic about it. Well, thank you for being with us. Henry Esteve is in the house. You recently joined Grownish for the 3rd season. Congratulations. We're so excited to hear everything about this season and your fantastic character. But first, we want to know, how do you wake up and stay woke? What's your routine?
It changes. I'm trying to lock down a sort of everyday routine. I think the constants are coffee, walk the dog, and then I will sit down and kind of like go over goals for the day. And yeah, then it depends what I have to do that day.
Fantastic. I think I only caught a part of that, but it sounded like some goals there. Did you hear that?
Goals.
Yes, goals.
Everything. Well, thank you all so much for being with us. We look forward to continuing the conversation with each of you later in the show.
Awesome, guys. So, What's new? What's going on? How are you feeling?
Well, I'm super excited, as we mentioned, that we're taking the show to Miami. So I've rented some special looks from Rent the Runway, and I'm excited that I get to share a special code with you.
Oh.
So if you check out for 1 month unlimited RTR Jeslyn, you get $100 off unlimited closet.
Good.
So I had my clothes actually shipped to the hotel so I can pack light. How genius
I
is
love that, Jez. Good for you.
Thank
Man,
you.
I always feel like I come in here light. I don't have any codes to share with anyone. I'm gonna pay full price, whatever it is. If
Just
it's coaching, if it's a book, full price.
Fresh vibe.
That's
all
right,
that
fresh
matters.
wine. That's so true.
Some good skinny wine.
That is the one thing I didn't know or expect in doing a show, that we would get such great, generous gifts. I mean, the swag is incredible sometimes, right?
It really
Yeah.
is. Gemma Dorn sat by the studio yesterday, if you didn't see it on my Insta stories, and they got me totally jeweled out, gemmed out, inspiring confidence with,
I think I saw that. Did you posted about it, right?
I'm so excited. I've got
Yeah.
some great statement earrings that are
love
going to
those.
make the trip, so.
Very mullet inspired. I feel like the end of it there looks like a, right? Yeah, super cool.
Very fun. So
Love
we're
that.
very excited about that.
Yeah. It's interesting. I was, I don't know if you weren't a huge sports fan growing up, right?
No.
No,
I mean,
not so much.
Via osmosis. If you like something, I'll like
Yeah.
it for you. Go. That's about all I got.
Best girlfriend ever. And
Hey,
best,
pretty much.
Yeah, it's
you
amazing.
like Tom Brady? I love Tom Brady.
Yeah, I was watching this interview. It was actually Magic Johnson. He was talking about Michael Jordan. So there's a moment when Michael Jordan was playing, and I was obsessed with Michael Jordan because, well, he was like the greatest basketball player of all time. And I wanted to, of course, be just like him. So I watched all his DVDs and documentaries. He had something called Fly With Me. But in any case, there was a moment that we probably, most of us remember, when he just hitting 3 after 3 after 3. He hit like 6 in a row. And he stares over and he looks at like the broadcasters and he gives them like this shrug. And it's a sort of like iconic
I've seen
moment.
that.
Have you seen that shrug?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Magic Johnson actually gave a talk and he was explaining the whole context behind it. So apparently, the night before, Michael Jordan was renowned for, first of all, gambling, and for, he was extraordinarily competitive, and he actually had lots of late nights, right? So you wouldn't expect that from a star athlete like him, but he was. So anyway, he and Magic Johnson were playing this card game, and Michael liked to win, and Magic won the last game. And then Magic had to get up because he was doing the broadcasting thing the next day. Michael was still playing basketball. So Magic said, no, you can't. Michael said, no, you can't leave. You got to stay here until basically he won again. And Magic said, I'm sorry, I have to go home. It's way too late. So anyway, Magic, forces his way out, goes home. The next day, the game, Michael Jordan was so upset because he's so competitive that he lost that game to Magic that he took it out on the other team.
Wow.
And I thought about that today, the ways in which sort of sometimes like competition can inspire you to do greater, better, bigger things that you might otherwise do. But I wondered about that with you, Jess, because I know you're one of the kindest, sweetest people ever. But I wonder if growing up you were competitive at all or not so much.
I was mostly competitive with the standards I set for myself.
Yeah.
I didn't really care to win or lose. The only game I really wanted to master was getting to the top and look good doing it. I really set the standards high for myself.
Yeah.
And it's something that's really translated into my adulthood, this like race I have with myself to meet my goals, to beat my expectations. You can win basketball any day. I will beat you in poker, however.
I have no doubt about that. You don't have a strong poker face, though.
I don't, but
that's probably part of your
That's
game.
why people underestimate me.
Yeah, that's true. It's a good point.
Golden whale,
That's
right
a good
here.
point. That's right. That's hilarious. Yeah, it's interesting. I think when I was young, I was like over-competitive, so it would just drive me nuts. But I do think there are healthy ways to compete, right? So that the entire field is lifted. But it is an interesting, I think, sort of era now where people are so competitive with each other and also so comparative with each other. But I feel like you've done a good job of that. I'm always working on doing that. I don't think I've ever really felt competitive, at least in my space and the work that I do as a coach.
Well, so as a coach and expert in happiness, how can you really channel competitiveness to something that fuels you in a positive way?
Yeah, there's a golfer, and I don't remember exactly who said this, but they would ask him, before every round, what do you do? We see you over there quiet. He said, I pray. He said, I pray. What do you pray about? He said, I pray for everybody here to have their best game of golf ever. I'm like, why would you possibly pray for that? There's a lot of money on the line. He says, because when they play better, I play better. I rise to the occasion. And I've heard multiple interviews. I think I heard one with Denzel Washington say something similar. I've heard like Robert De Niro say something similar, that essentially they love interacting with and performing with the best in the business.
Yeah, it
because
brings you up.
Yes, exactly. It said all of a sudden it forces you to be dialed in a way that you're not normally dialed in. And so I think one of the best ways to think about the ways in which everybody else doing well and succeeding and being inspired and uplifted actually uplifts you and inspires you to also do your best. So I think that's one of the greatest ways. I think at the end of the day, if you don't practice cognitive control, you're going to have a hard time accomplishing anything in life, particularly being happy, but also being successful. Yeah, it's a little tough.
Amen.
Yes.
Preaching on Transformation Tuesday.
Yeah, a little Transformation Tuesday.
Mic drop. Well, be sure to keep streaming. We've got some great guests coming up. First, Joey Travolta. We'll see you in a minute. And I'm Jessamine Moyer. This is EverTalk Live, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. in the Ever Media Studios for a little Hollywood and happiness, positivity, and pop culture. On Apple TV and Roku via the EverTalk app, and of course, streaming live on all socials.
I've got so much love in my life, and then I get to do this with you every single day. I mean, it's incredible.
If you have a dream, do not let anything stop you.
You can have all the money or all the success in the world, but if you don't have peace, it's all worthless, really, right?
Happiness from the inside out. Please be sure, if you haven't read this book,
Sweet.
you've got to. I
important to
love
remember.
what we do.
I do too, Jess.
Miracles. I'd like just my life to be an example that miracles exist. I am just so grateful that we get to be a part of this journey together, Rob, whether it's 4 a.m. texting up peanut butter and jellies or coming to you live Monday through Friday every 9 a.m. You know when you're going to see that, Eddie?
Yes.
When we're holding it in our
That's
own
right,
hands,
that's
Rob,
right.
for Best Digital Daytime Talk Show.
What makes people lucky, like actually lucky, is that they believe they're lucky.
Thank you for being my mentor, Rob.
Likewise.
He didn't even know it.
True.
I'm out all the time. I'm everywhere. I'm drinking my wine. I'm doing the show. I'm stepping and repeating on some kind of red carpet. I had a little too much. I said, one drink Jeslyn. One drink Jeslyn. 2 tequila Jeslyn. 2 tequila Jeslyn.
One drink Jazz.
Is this one drink Jeslyn? I hope you're proud, Rob. I'm
very
reading
proud
a
of you,
book.
actually. I don't know how you have the hair is killing it today.
Oh, thank you. Clearly, we have no fun around here. It's a thing.
Yeah.
Thought of the day: light, love, and magic. Oh, I do it fun. It was wild. Absolutely. Oh my God! Do you know we're still on live, Rob? Right now,
You gotta be kidding.
talking to my angels.
That's hilarious. That's-
They always say if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life, right? I absolutely love what I do.
Yeah,
We
it's
couldn't do what we do without the support of you watching. Thank you for sharing, for DMing, for commenting, for continuing to support us as we grow and scale our vision, for the people in the studio and their friends and families for having our backs. We're so grateful.
Right. And I'm most deeply and genuinely grateful for you. Truly I am, Jazz. It's just a pleasure every day to get to connect with you and work with you. It's amazing.
Oh, thank you. I'm so grateful for you. We love you, Rob Mack. There isn't a man or woman who hasn't met you and said you're the best dressed person in Los Angeles and the happiest guy we know. It's an honor to be able to do the show with
Appreciate
you.
that.
You've been consumed with trying to find your biological mother for a year now.
She's living in an assisted living facility.
I went and saw my mother yesterday.
Scott, they gave you up for a reason.
I made a decision.
You spent all of this time trying to find your biological mother. Now you just want to forget about it. What do you mean forget about it?
Because I can't hate her anymore. It was so much easier to just blame her.
Yes, I'm looking for Carol.
Who's Carol?
She's a new friend of Mommy's, sweetie. Have fun.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you want to accomplish?
I want to help.
You help Carol reunite with her son.
Who's this?
My baby boy.
What would you like to say to your son?
I miss you.
I want you to stop visiting her.
There isn't a day that goes by that she doesn't think about you.
I don't know how I could have any kind of relationship with her.
You need to make peace with the past.
I think it's just better if the past remains the past.
What would you like to say to your baby boy?
I want to come home.
Why don't you try and connect with her?
I don't think that can happen.
Sometimes it's hard to understand why people come and go from our lives.
Welcome back to EverTalk Live. I am beyond honored to welcome Joey Travolta to the show. Thank you so much for
Thank you for having me. I'm watching this thing and starting to cry.
We all are.
When I originally got the script, I was looking for something that featured someone with a disability or neurodiverse. When I was given the script, I was on the airplane, and I'm crying on the plane to the point where a stewardess came over to me and said, "Sir, are you okay? You okay?" I go, "Yeah, I'm just reading the script and it's really sad." But yeah, so.
It is so heartwarming.
Thank you.
What you've accomplished with this film, the world's first feature film with over 70% of cast and crew with disabilities.
Yeah, it's groundbreaking. I wanted to prove. I have studios all over the state, 6 of them, and we train adults that are neurodiverse. And we always make short films, documentaries. Then we have a production company that does promos, commercials, and all kinds of things like that. That's the training ground. But I wanted to do a feature. So all the facilities sent a pro and 2 students that were ready. And then that was in Bakersfield, California. And it was a little over a year ago that we started. Well, we finished a year ago today, so.
Which is no easy feat in and of itself.
Well, no, it was a 12.
It was
a 12. But then to have it ready for the Bentonville Film Festival, was a whole other, for May 3rd for the screening of it. But we're getting some really nice notices. People are getting, but the story is great, but the story about how it was made is even greater because these folks are given an opportunity. And when given an opportunity, you never know what can happen.
Just profound. So, folks know you as a filmmaker, as a documentarian, but take us back, you didn't initially start that way.
No, I was a special ed teacher. And this is back in 1973. Yeah. And I taught in an orphanage for children, and you were making like $7,000 a year, and I was putting $5 back into the kids. So I did what every special ed teacher does when that's not going to work. You go into the show business.
Naturally.
So I was a singer, then an actor, then producer, director, writer. So
wow,
that was it. But I learned all of film. The thing that was great, the first set, I starred in this movie, and I got to be on the set, and I had never been on a set before because I was coming from the music business, and I saw everybody working together, and the sense of family, and the sense of camaraderie, and thinking, well, what a great way to teach folks that are usually not included and usually not a part of their family, but other families. So all the communication, the collaboration, everything that goes into filmmaking goes into everyday life. So if you can teach those skills, whether they're going to be filmmakers or not, it's just a fun way to learn about life and filmmaking at the same time.
Joey, what put this mission on your heart?
Well, I was always for the underdog. My dad, he was the most inclusive man, and I grew up in the 50s and 60s when it was in a town in New Jersey, and it wasn't as inclusive as an environment as it should be. But at my house, it always was. Everybody was welcome, no difference. Everybody was treated the same, and that was the gift that he gave all of my siblings, inclusivity.
Just incredible. So, I think I'm sort of inspired and deeply inspired by your heart, by your talent.
Thank you.
And also by the ways in which you've sort of very gracefully and seamlessly navigated this career in entertainment and in Hollywood. How did you do that? What have you learned? What would you recommend to other people who are also trying to, experience some of the success that you've experienced?
Well, you got to follow your heart, whatever you do. And, if you're an actor, get in plays, audition, work at your craft. Yeah. With filmmaking, you got to get involved with productions. From whether you're, the reason I started this is I was getting folks out of, if you see, well, I won't mention schools. You see, forget that, yes. films out of school that didn't know their way around the set. I learned being on and watching and asking questions. So I thought, well, what if we created a situation where someone could be not a PA, but learn every department from the day you break the script down to post-production, which is what we do. So they get to experience it all, and you learn as you go. I'm especially young folks on the autism, they're visual learners. If you listen to the great Temple Grandin, she thought in pictures. And well, think about that, or if you think in pictures, moving pictures, it's the perfect educational tool. And I think every school should have filmmaking departments and teach folks all life skills through filmmaking.
Wow.
It's really profound, isn't it? Making a film, and I've been a part of production for many years now, can be one of the hardest things, physically, mentally, emotionally. It will challenge you, it will make you or break you. What was the hardest part of making Carol of Bells and the most rewarding?
Well, the hardest part, it's always difficult.
Right.
But being director, you're at the head. Everybody comes to you for answers. So how that person treats everybody else trickles down. So it became teaching while we were shooting the film. But I knew this going in, and it was very important to prove that they could do this. So there were mistakes made, but you know what? The doing low budget filmmaking over the years, there's always problems, but now I'm taking 70% of the crew that have never made a full-length feature before. They've done short films, but it's a whole different ballgame. And then you're dealing with Screen Actors Guild and some stars there too. And I think the greatest takeaway is, just seeing our guys succeed and seeing them. It's not just PAs, but skilled positions. Camera and lighting and post-production and all those things. We had one young man in craft service, and he took his job real serious. And I'm the director. I come to the set, and he's on the autism spectrum, and he's very proud of what he's doing there. And we had beautiful craft service table that's to feed the crew, as you guys know. And I went to get a donut, and I hear, napkin, please. I said, excuse me? If you're gonna take a donut, you have to take a napkin, please. And well, that's all you had to tell me every time I went to get a donut. Forget. I wasn't using a napkin just to mess with him. But it was and he's working on a big show right now. He worked the Dr. Phil show. He's on a show Special now, working as craft service because he was so good. So we were talking about the budget, and I was with my producer, knowing that he was in an earshot, and he's standing there listening, so proud. And they said, "How's the shoot going?" I said, "Really good." I said, "We're only over budget in one area. Napkins."
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it was fun.
I feel like you have fun on your set,
Well, and all of the actors, they said it was the most relaxed, fun set they had ever been on. Nobody complained. Nobody complained, so it was good.
How can we in Hollywood continue to foster inclusivity?
Higher, so many times, with studio heads I've gone to, and for years I've been breaking down doors, and they said, "Well, how do I talk to somebody with a disability?" Oh, I said, "You talk to them like you're talking to me. It's no different. Everybody's human. Everybody's got a gift, and I'm not going to send you somebody who can't do the job." So, I think it's opening the doors and giving people opportunity that are different, that are neurodiverse, and that's been the push, and it's been my fight, and I'm going to continue to fight the fight.
I love that you're fighting a good fight.
How can we support you? What's next?
Well, the film comes out today, Carol of the Bells. We would love people to rent it or buy it, and that support, because all that money goes back to employment anyway. So we need that support, and if we get that support, we're going to do more. We're going to do more anyway, but it makes it a lot easier when you do well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Such an inspiration.
Absolutely. We so appreciate your time and your heart. Keep streaming. We'll be back with more on EverTalk
Thank you.
Live.
Okay.
you excited to have this procedure?
I am super excited. Is a 15-minute filler facelift. And the difference is the injections are off face. And we are going to do some filler above the ear and behind the ear to redrape the skin up and back. So when we add volume here, it redrapes the skin in this vector or this direction. And when we add volume here, it lifts the face up and back from 2 directions.
And here is what she looks like now.
It's amazing. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Look at that.
It was 15 minutes, no pain. The beauty of it is no surgery, no downtime, and you can do it literally before an event. You can put it in and go straight to your event, as you see her now.
Making miracles
Yeah.
happening on Transformation Tuesday. Dr. Anna is with us today. Wow.
That was incredible.
Thank you. She was an abuse victim, and she really wanted to feel better because she had gotten therapy and felt so much better. She wanted to look the way she felt. And so it was so touching and so amazing to be able to do that for her. And we did it live on set. And so you could see the immediate results, and the whole audience could see it at the same time. So you see, I have my goosebumps. And yeah, I just love doing the procedure. People, no downtime, and it's not very painful. It just gives you a nice lift.
So what are the benefits for the guanche, the signature filler facelift, compared to a traditional facelift?
Oh, it's completely different than a traditional facelift. Traditional is surgery, cutting, stitches, downtime, and honestly, it's a more long-term permanent, like not permanent, but longer-term result, but a lot more downtime and risk. So this is the quick 15-minute filler facelift, we call it, when we're trying to alliterate. But basically, you don't no downtime, and the filler goes right where incisions would go, where facelift incisions would go, so above the ear, behind the ear. So it just kind of redrapes the skin. So when your skin has to cover new volume, it steals from the lower face, the jowls and the neck, the loose skin of the neck. So it's immediate. You pretty much see the results right away, which is so satisfying.
Well, how long do these results last?
So it depends on which filler you use, but at the time I start with Juvederm or another hyaluronic acid filler, and it lasts 9 months to a year. And then if they like it, they'll usually come back, and they usually like it, and then we'll do a longer acting filler that can last up to 2 years. So until we find a dissolvable filler that lasts even longer, it's going to last as long as the filler that we put in.
So what's the difference between the fillers? I think it's like people are like, oh, I don't know which I should use, this one or that one. I know that you'd probably help to make that decision for folks, but
There's a lot of different fillers, textures, rheology, meaning the way it comes out of the syringe, how it looks in different parts of the face, what you're trying to get done. So I probably have 8 or 10 fillers that in my practice that I generally go to, but there's one that I use the most often. So everybody kind of like has their tools that they like the best, feel comfortable with, and so that's kind of how I decide. But some are better for under the eyes, some are better for longer lasting results, cheekbones, and some are better for jawline or nose, and so I kind of pick it based on what's going on with the patient.
Are there any risks associated with this?
I haven't seen any problems with it. It is an off-label use of filler, but we do off-label until it gets approved for on-label. So for example, we've been doing lips for many years, and it just got approved a couple years ago. So it is an off-label area of the face. The risk of any injectable filler is vessel occlusion, so blocking a vessel. So that has to do with knowing the anatomy, where the arteries and important structures are, and knowing what you're watching for. So you really wouldn't want to have a novice injector doing this kind of procedure.
Clearly they need to just come to Calabasas and see you as the expert.
And if they can't see me, see a board certified dermatologist that's trained and has a lot of experience doing injectables.
So are injectables in this facelift part of the 7 sexy secrets?
Yes,
7 Days to Sexy.
7 Days to Sexy is my book, and it does have that in there, definitely. This is something I developed, this filler facelift. So I was actually doing a lot more television, and I started noticing that I didn't like certain aspects of what I was seeing. And so I went for a consultation for a facelift, and it was going to be like $70,000. It was going to be 2 to 6 weeks down. I was going to have to tell my husband I'm getting a facelift, and he does not want that kind of thing. Just all kinds of things. And for me, it was scary, and not to say I'll never do a facelift. I'm not against them, but I just wasn't ready. And I was so powerfully thinking about it on my way to work one morning that, like, what can I do that I don't have to have surgery? Like, what can I possibly do? Because I want to look better and do more TV and feel confident. And then I had this idea, and I got to work, and I told everyone, my team at work, I'm like, oh my God, why haven't we done off-face filler? And, you know, why are we not revolumizing the areas we can't see? We're only revolumizing the face.
Yes.
We started with nasolabial, then we did lips, then we did cheekbones, then we did temples, then we did jawline, you know, and we're evolving, nose reshaping. So I said, why not fill the scalp and lift and redrape the skin? And so then I tried it on myself first, and I loved it. And I did it very cautiously on some patients and some staff, and they loved it. And so now it's become very popular, and I teach other doctors how to do the procedure.
That is dedication and commitment right there. You started with yourself. Were you nervous the first time you did it to yourself?
No.
No, not really, because you knew what you're up to.
Yeah, I do all my own injectables, so I was very comfortable. Actually, I'm the person I would like to try it on, because if anything happens, it's on on me.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive though, because I have trouble even cutting my own hair. I don't do that anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's incredible. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, you've established such an incredible community, loyal followers. I had the honor of visiting you at the Bella Skin Spa, and it was spectacular. I mean, I had the best treatment, and the Bella Gold facial, which was like liquid gold. In 7 days, it's like I've been walking around with a filter. I've never got more compliments on my skin.
I love it. Really,
so
I love it.
Mention what you were saying about the makeup too, Jez.
Well, for me, one of the best results I found after this treatment was that I wasn't producing as much oil, and so my makeup was lasting and staying in place for hours longer than it normally would have.
I love it. So Bella Micro Gold is that micro needling of both hyaluronic acid and low dose neuromodulator, which is like Botox, into the skin to make it look smoother, less sweating, less oil production, but also a nice dewy glow.
Yes, yes, yes.
So everybody loves it for the red carpet, and then, you know, their makeup stays on great. Brides love it. Bride season's coming up, and they
just like a
dance
little
all
stamp,
night. They don't
right?
sweat off all their makeup.
It's just like a little stamp effect, right?
It's like a little stamping.
Yeah.
Very, very tiny needles. They're not painful because we numb the skin ahead of time. What did you think? Was it painful?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. I literally woke up the next day and I was so surprised. I mean, I had walked out of the office, I went to dinner, nobody noticed anything. And I thought, well, microneedling, you never know, cancel all the plans. Oh, it's good to go. Called up a few friends and said, let's go out.
Let's go out. I'm looking great.
Probably had much more painful conversations later that day than the procedure itself.
No, I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. So what's next for you? Obviously, the guanche lift is happening. Are there any other signature treatments that you're developing?
So yes, we have a regular, not regular, but radio frequency microneedling. It seems like we're on the needling thing.
Yeah, that's a thing right now.
Everything's about needles at my practice, but non-invasive rejuvenation. We're actually looking at a new procedure that we're going to develop. Actually, 2 new procedures, but one is to get rid of puffiness under the eyes, but permanently.
Sign us up.
And then also we're going to do elbow and knee rejuvenation. So I'm going to call it Belbows, like Bella Skin Institute. Belbows.
So what's this eye underneath eye puffiness killer thing?
So it's going to be called macro needling. So instead of micro needling, I've finally evolved onto macro needling.
Wow.
Where we use a little probe and we go through the skin and we actually reduce the fat. So neither one of you has the puffy eyelids.
I don't know,
but
man.
for people that have, those puffy bags and they really are so frustrated by
rid
them.
of them.
Yeah, so that's the thing that it would address. And maybe even jowls and maybe the double chin, so we'll see. It's just in its infancy, so you'll hear more about that, and then you'll also hear more about our procedure for rejuvenating elbows. People are so irritated by their elbows these days. I know it sounds funny, but
well, it's a real thing. Their hands and their elbows.
Hands, elbows, knees.
It's a telltale sign of aging that many of us have just let go because there weren't options.
Right, and if you're very thin, that's when your elbows really get a little crinkly from behind.
Oh, okay.
I know you don't care, but
no, I know, I care. I do care. We all have to live in these human bodies and age, and so I'd like to know, actually.
We have to fight aging.
Well, and that's why so many celebrities have trusted you. Really.
Thank you,
We're so grateful for you. Please tell everyone again where they can find and follow you, and of course, get your book.
Follow me at Anna Guanche MD on Instagram and at Bella Skin Institute. And then, of course, my website is bellaskininstitute.com. So I'd love to see you there.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Keep streaming. We'll be back with more.
Thanks for having me.
night I dreamt and you were there. But when I woke in the morning, it didn't feel real. Putting the pieces back together, finding a strength I never knew. Start again, this time it's gonna be different. I'm learning to breathe again. This time it's gonna feel different. The past is in the past, some things just never last. Learn to let go, start again. Start again.
Hot off the latest season of Grownish, season 3, we've got Henry Esteve in the house. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hot show. Tell us a little bit about your role.
So I play Javi, who is a Cuban Republican from Miami that is poli-sci. He's getting his graduate degree in political science.
Very James Dean-esque, if you
That's a good look.
Yeah, I'm not complaining at it. There is a James Dean thing with Javi.
But there's a James Dean thing kind of happening with you, too.
I'll take it.
Yeah, see that
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Thank
So what was your journey from Miami to Hollywood?
By way of New York. So it was Miami, New York for like 5 years. Theater school / a lot of bartending / some bad theater and some good theater. and then I've been out here about 6 years now.
I mean, but right when you got here, you were booking Homecoming.
Revenge was the first one, but yeah. Yeah, I had a nice. Did you watch Revenge?
Oh yeah, we all did.
Who was all? I also played Javi.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. I wanted them to change the name on Grownish. But
Yeah, no, it's good though. It's good. Yeah. So interesting. So when did you commit to being in entertainment and being an actor? You remember? You're in Miami, when you're in New York.
The commitment, like the actual, like this is what I'm gonna do, probably happened somewhere between. It was somewhere after high school, like that summer.
Yeah.
But I think the thought was there for like years prior. I'd seen John Leguizamo. He has this one-man show, Sexaholics. That was on HBO, and I must have been like 12, 11. I shouldn't have been watching it. And I remember watching it, and my mom coming in, making me turn it off, sending me to bed. But somewhere in there was like I want to do that.
Yeah.
And then somewhere after high school was like, you're gonna go get a communications degree and like not want to be in communications, or you're gonna go start doing theater.
Wow.
I went for the communications degree.
But you are doing it.
It's the same thing. There is something that is so romantic about the art of acting. What is it that really draws you in?
I mean, I think it changes, and as you grow, like what is drawing you in, hopefully it's changing and growing also. Now I'm kind of at a point where like, if I'm acting well, like if I'm doing my job well, I'm learning about myself and kind of like there's a sort of personal inventory going on that that I stay learning, which is just nice. It's nice to like have a job that makes me grow.
Yeah, it's like its own form of personal development, really.
For sure.
Right? And the more you learn, the better an actor you become, the better the actor, the more you learn.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. So, what would you say in navigating like the Hollywood and entertainment, world? What's the best thing you think you've done to make this all work?
Recently, a couple years ago, but I sort of fell back in love with like the action of acting, you know. So that like, and now I kind of have this thing where I talk about like protecting your ability to stay open, like to be open-hearted. Like if you protect that at all costs, and everything else will just kind of work itself out.
How do you do that? Protect yourself to actually be open-hearted, because I protected myself and become very closed.
Sure, that's what happens, right? Like you try to like hunker down, and you don't want to get hurt, or you don't want to get rejected, and you don't want to feel like shit. Can I say that?
You just did.
Sorry,
You're good.
guys.
You're good, bro.
But I think for me it's showing up and like doing the little things every day for yourself. Like I had an acting teacher years ago who used to say like another person's opinion of you is none of your business.
Yeah.
Like that's like just a repeated mantra for myself to try to help myself like create my own space, and like just I appreciate vulnerability in other people so much.
Yeah.
So like being able to do that. Or commit to that and being present, I think helps. I'm not always good at it. Sometimes I close down.
Well, you mentioned at the beginning of the show too, doing the goals, the list of goals in
Right.
the morning.
That's a morning. I also don't want to say it because I'd be lying right now. I used to do a grateful list every morning. It was like a period of time I was doing that every morning. Now I do it kind of when I feel like I need to.
They actually say that's better. Yeah. Scientifically, that's better.
A grateful list.
Yeah, if you do the gratitude list like every single day, you actually begin to become bored with it, and it no longer has the same effect.
Oh, word.
Yeah, so you want to be a little more, I guess, spontaneous with it. So that's great.
That actually, nice. I feel better about it.
Yeah, you're good.
I was judging myself for it. I was like, you lazy.
Yeah, exactly.
You ungrateful.
You ungrateful. You're not even grateful for a gratefulness.
Isn't that crazy though, how we do that? We put that spin on that in our own minds.
For sure, the way like we speak to ourselves is a big thing for me lately. It's just like being very aware of like the conversations I have with myself.
With a hobby. We might as
Or
well
with
call it.
Or with hobby.
Yeah. What's the biggest dream you have for yourself?
Biggest dream?
Yeah.
That's Jesus. It's a hard one because there's like I could give you like the very surface answer, which would be I don't know, like an Oscar, but I don't even know if that would be cool. But I don't know, like creating a sort of happy life and existence that I'm like proud of at the end of the day.
Yeah. I think it's the greatest dream, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Just being happy, genuinely, deeply happy.
Yeah, like waking up in the morning and being like, I am content.
Yeah.
With myself and what I'm doing. And I just don't know what that looks like, which is, so that dream's always a hard one to like visualize because you're just like, I'm not sure where on the road that is, or if you ever get there, right? Yeah. Like it's just a journey.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's next for you on this journey?
I don't know. So now Grownish is, potentially we got season 4, and then past that, I think waiting to see the next project that I kind of believe in. I think Grownish ended up being a very cool and fun project for me, and just the.
Why is that?
I think they're tackling real issues, like they're having real conversations, and to do that, I come from like theater and being so heavy all the time that it's nice to like do it in such a light-handed way.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully something that is still tackling current day issues.
Yeah. Please tell everyone where they can find volume. Of course, see Grownish.
See Grownish, freeform, 8 o'clock Eastern time on Thursdays. And then follow me is Henry J. Esteve on Instagram and H_Esteve on Twitter.
Fantastic, man.
It's my first time plugging my social media.
We appreciate that so much.
Love the transparency, brother. For sure.
Thank you so much for streaming EverTalk Live today. We will be back with you on Friday from Miami.
That's right. See you guys Friday. Have a great day on purpose.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Thanks so much, brother. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.